He was the third man to play the Man of Steel and become an icon with this role. A young actor who was able to play many heroes and young characters on both television and silver screen, even becoming an activist and author in his later life, with a riding accident making him disabled for the rest of his life. From his accident, he was able to become a great man and managed to help people in need with his own foundation, helping many people around the world. This is the charismatic Christopher Reeve, and this is his basic biography. Early life. Christopher Reeve was born in New York City, USA on the 25th of September 1952. His mother was a journalist and his father was a teacher, with both parents having ancestry stemming from the United Kingdom. Christopher Reeve was born in a rich environment with his brother and lived in New Jersey with his family during the 1950s. He was able to attend good schools and even enjoyed sports at a young age, with his interests being baseball and soccer for his school during the 1960s. Once he was becoming a known athlete whilst being in education, acting became another passion that would help him due to performing in plays at school and attending workshops to make this his new talent instead of being an athlete. When attending schools, and even finishing with his formal education, the young Christopher Reeve managed to accept and be accepted at Cornell University in the 1970s, as he was able to obtain a BA in English and in music, then graduating to excel in his acting and working careers, uh, and working on Broadway and on stage around the United States, sometimes spending time abroad on various productions in the UK and around Europe during the start of his acting career. As a stage actor, rather than making it into the big screen after his performances on stage. Playing at the Old Vic in London and taking part in performances in Paris, Christopher Reeve was able to attend Juilliard University after his acting and stage career was finished. He also worked with Robin Williams around the same time of his attendance at university and gained a graduate diploma whilst being in Juilliard. New Young Superman. Christopher Reeve's acting career actually started in the 1970s as he was able to work on small to large roles on stage when then working on the silver screen. This was due to Hollywood finding a young actor who would fill in the young hero or rebel roles on the big screen. This would be a strong opportunity for his chance to shine. He was a young actor straight off of Broadway and further education to look for a acting career. There were loads of opportunities for Christopher Reeve due to moving from New York to Hollywood after his education, as he played in his first movie role in 1978 film called Grey Lady Down, which was him starring as a Marine who was fighting for his life or his way out of a submarine. This, this film starred himself with other actors such as Charlton Heston, David Carradine, and Stacy Keach. Based on his first performances being a good movie or a good film in general, his first performance, Christopher Reeve was approached by legendary director Richard Donner to play Superman in the movie adaptation in 1978. As Richard Donner knew Christopher Reeve was the young actor he needed to play the Man of Steel, with the big budget spent on making it a masterpiece. This role made him an international icon, with many people who now recognizing this young actor to be the Man of Steel and have this become a franchise rather than a film or a TV series that would that was made prior to the movie. Christopher Reeve would play Superman, and the film would provide more of an in depth story based on the character. This would allow Christopher Reeve to make his big break in Hollywood. Christopher Reeve would manage to work hard to be the Man of Steel, training hard as well, with many stars in the process who were working on other roles at the same time. Due to his athletic background in education, he was able to maintain his strength and even his fitness regime. He was able to be in top shape and even make a great performance. Some of the actors at the time who were in movies such as Star Wars was able to recognize him based on the movie success and even maintaining his health and fitness regimes that people would idolize. The 1978 film Superman had helped him maintain relationships and friendships with most of the actors in the movie. This film starred actors such as Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor, Glenn Ford, Marlon Brando, and Margot Kidder as Lois Lane. And even the first Superman, Kirk Allen, made a guest appearance. Man of Steel and Beyond. The film Superman in 1978 made Christopher Reeve a legend in Hollywood and became the best actor to play the Man of Steel to many people of the 1970s to the 1980s. Unlike previous actors who played Superman, this did not affect him as much or even did not even affect his stardom and was not able to attend many events as Superman. His acting credits would grow even more when he played the character again in and even played in other movies in the 1980s. The next project after Superman would be a romantic film called Somewhere in Time in 1980, and then starring in other roles in the same decade of the 1980s, such as Death Trap in 1982, where he played a student, and Monsignor in 1982 as a priest during World War II. Due to the Superman film being a success, Christopher Reeve was able to win a BAFTA for his performance, and he signed to continue playing the role of the Man of Steel. Superman 2 followed his acting credits in 1980, as he starred with Margot Kidder, Gene Hackman, and now Terrence Stamp as the evil General Zod. The legend still continues with Superman 3, where he played Superman and Evil Superman with stars such as Robert Vaughn, who played the villain Ross Webster, and comedic legend Richard Pryor, who played a foolish computer hacker called Gus Gorman. His final performance as Superman on the silver screen was Superman 4: The Quest of Peace, which he would star with Margot Kidder and Gene Hackman again for the final time, as many characters stayed the same. From playing the Man of Steel for 9 years, he was able to travel around the world and act in various movies such as Superman to Remaining Days. After playing Superman, Christopher Reeve acted in more movies that were more different to playing superheroes, as he would be playing comedic characters and sometimes characters in dramas based on different movie roles. He would be offered at the time that were offered at the time. Christopher Reeve even had time to be on television playing in various television programs during the late 1980s to 1990s. Some of his movies were on television, as he would also play a POW in The Great Escape 2 in 1988, then a secret agent or an agent in the movie The Rose and the Jackal in 1990. Also making an appearance on many television series that were popular at the time, such as The Muppets to Tales of the Crypt during his stardom. Personal life and final years. Christopher Reeve would be in a relationship with partner Gay Exton from 1978 to 1987. The couple had two children from the relationship, and he would still keep in touch with them. He married his wife, Donna Morosini, from 1992 until his death in 2004. Both the couple had a son that continues his legend with his step siblings even till today. He would be involved in a or got involved in a riding accident that actually paralyzed him from the neck down due to taking over due to doing stunts and even being able to ride a horse from a high distance. This would cause many issues for the iconic star as he would lose many roles due to his injury and be paralyzed for that would stop him from acting for a while just to get some treatment and support. He would still win many awards in acting and would be honored to be a great actor in Hollywood after its golden age. He became an activist to make people aware of his condition and even support anyone who needed his help. Spending time with people who were needed educated based on treatment of stem cells that would benefit people who are paralyzed. He would create his own foundation called the Christopher Reeve Foundation and was the basis of research and development for cures for paralysis and even aiding people who suffered from many injuries based on spinal cord injuries and other body issues. Reeve still was able to make an appearance and act whilst being disabled. He was able to make his last movie appearance on The Village of the Damned in 1995, as well as Rear Window in 1998. His last television performance was the hit TV series Smallville alongside Superman, the new Superman actor Tom Welling in 2004. Legacy and death. Christopher Reeve passed away on the 10th of October 2004 in Mount Kisco, USA. He died from cardiac arrest and he was having some health problems prior to his death. He was getting the treatment he needed and he was 52 at the time of his death. His wife passed away in 2006, with both the couple being remembered and a new Superman film called Superman Returns dedicated to both of them. Yet the movie was a continuation of his legacy and the Man of Steel himself. But the Superman was played by another new actor called Brendan Routh, who actually looked like him and actually acted like him as well in the movie. After his death, Christopher Reeve had been able to have post harmonious appearances and even was able to still have archive footage whilst being in various movies. Richard Donner's edition of Superman 2 was that movie after his death, and even many biographical film movies were made about himself in 2007. His legacy still lives on today outside of cinema and television. His charity foundation, Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation, is still going strong even till today, and many people have been helped and even been supported by this foundation, with most of the cures around the world being given to people who have paralysis or any other spinal cord injuries, having his family being involved full time. Most of the donors were various actors and actresses at the time who studied and worked with Christopher Reeve. The character Superman still lives on and has been recreated many times, with the style of Christopher Reeve being implemented with the new Superman films. Brendan Routh, who was Superman at the time in 2006, was able to still use his mannerisms. And even now, Christopher Reeve, continuing to play Superman from 2013, has even been inspired by Christopher Reeve's performance as Superman, and even able to take over his style of Superman that was never left, that never left our screens. Yet he lived as an actor and died as a hero to many people around the world. Still, people around the world still see him as Superman, and he can never be matched by any other Superman actor or any actor around the world. Now, thank you for watching my video, and please subscribe if you haven't done so. This is a very long video, and may I say, sorry for taking a while, but this is a very interesting topic, and Christopher Reeve was the man that actually built the many childhoods, and even many people watching Superman would thank him for his performances and even contribution around Hollywood. Now, my name is Suki Cookie, and thank you for watching.